going to go deep into one of the, I guess, misconceptions and of the ways that, hey, one of the ways that narcissists, I guess, prickle our mind, uh, how they tend to make us feel like we're replaceable. Okay, we're going to let a few people get in here. Hopefully, you guys will come in here with questions. Okay, I'm starting to think of myself as an authority on this. Um, and let me just get this one up and running. And yeah, let's get this. Let's get into this. Really, people often feel towards the end of any narcissistic dynamic, especially as we was talking about yesterday, when the new supply comes into play, where our mind makes us think, and this is never ever true, makes us think as if we are replaceable. Okay, that we didn't hold. I guess you would say we didn't hold the feelings. Hey, Lulu, of importance that most people attach into a relationship. You know, you think your partner is important and you hope that your partner feels that you're important. You're necessary, you're essential to the relationship growing. Not the case with the narcissist. And in their need to actually chip away at your self-confidence, what they do is they make you feel as if you are replaceable, as if you are not that important to the relationship. Hey, Blessed, I did not get to you yesterday, but I'll get to you today. Um, yeah, I mean, it's really crazy. And Narcastic, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. The subject today, as you can see behind me, is that you are not replaceable. You're not. The narcissists, they need to break you down in all ways possible, once again, to fill that empty void within them. Um, just returning a response on the other thing. Give me 1 second, and I apologize. Hey, let's get somebody in here and see if they are willing to speak. I love it when people are willing to speak. Let's see who's in here, and it's just showing me suggested. Guys, you got to deal with me. I'm just really getting used to this interface. I'm going to uh, Blessed join. Hopefully she'll come. Hey, Blessed, how you doing?
Hey, Minister, I'm doing well.
I'm hanging in there. I didn't get to you yesterday. I was literally beat.
It's okay, and if you don't give me the date, this weekend is this.
No, but we need this by this by Friday, because did you read all the outline? And I'm sorry to have a side conversation.
I did, but I'm not going to be able to make the deadline. I want to let you know that because I've never done this before, so I got to depend on a girlfriend to help me with it. And
Okay.
I got to get a pipe too, but believe me, thank you. I'm honored that you asked me to do it. Mm-hmm. I will get to it.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit later. Don't worry about it. We'll talk a little bit later.
Okay.
Can you give your thoughts, because I'm trying to answer over here. Can you give your thoughts and help me out here, and the dynamic of where the narcissist makes you feel that you are replaceable for the few people that are in the room?
I can definitely give my personal experience about that. And so yesterday, I want to try to tie this in. Yesterday, we talked about supply.
Mm-hmm.
So that I want to tie it into that about the supply issue. Mm-hmm. I can remember one day I was coming home and I had one of my grandchildren in the car with me, and the person that I used to be hooked up with was helping two ladies on the outside of the house put something in the back of their truck. And as I drove up, I was expecting that person to say, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" You know, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. This person turned their back and kept helping with people to put stuff on their truck. And as I watched him, he got in his truck and followed that truck.
What?
I promise you. And I stayed with him still like 5 years after that.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's one of the big examples of that making me feel like I was not worth anything. I was replaceable, or and then they do this little switcheroo thing, like they start to mimic you and your life. And when I say you're replaceable, because they've taken that from you and have added it to their life. Almost like when I talk about things that I've gotten from other authors or things I've gotten through other people with podcasts, I like to mention their name, like Dr. Romney and, the other podcasters that I get, words or phrases from.
Right.
If they take it from you and they don't give you any credit for it.
No, they
You're
do.
Replaceable. You're replaceable.
They do not. It's almost like they're trying to steal pieces of your identity,
and they have stolen it.
Yeah, right. But they want to do it without the competition from you. So they constantly try to diminish those qualities in you, make you feel like you're not confident about the thing that they're trying to essentially steal from you.
You get to question yourself. Minister, you get to question yourself. You're like, wait a minute. Isn't that what I used to say or do? And then it confuses you because no one has ever done that to you before. You're like, wait a minute. Or at least they'll give you the credit for it. If it's a friend to say, yeah, I got this from you.
Right.
You might not even remember that they got it from you, but they give you the credit for it.
Right.
Like when you're writing a paper and you have to write, et al. Or,
right.
the source that you got it from. And then in the bibliography, you have to list what it is.
Yeah, the sources that you got it from.
What you used it from.
Right.
They don't do that. They just take it and use it for themselves as if they came up with it themselves.
Yes. And you know what? The strange thing, I'm glad you brought that up. The strange thing is that they actually use that with the new supply to make themselves feel worldly, or trick the new supply into thinking that they are worldly. They know what's going on. They've got it all together. When we know after we get out that the narcissist, there's nothing there. It is literally a hodgepodge of things that they have stolen from other people that they haven't really gotten a grasp on. And
that also makes you feel replaceable as well.
Yes,
they
it
take
does.
Things from you, and then you know that you're the author of that, or at least the co-author. You might have gotten it from someone else. Like, how your grandmother tells you certain things. Yes. Your grandmother's gone now.
Yes.
And you might not say, I got this from my grandmother, but you're passing on that knowledge, and that's where you actually got it from, or your granddaddy, or older brother, sister, whomever. You give them the credit for it, at least in your mind.
Right.
The narcissist takes it, turns it around, and uses it in their favor.
Yes.
It might be something that you do.
Yeah.
It could be something that you do. A way that you prepare something, the way you cook something, the way you do things.
Yes. My God.
Yes. So you are totally replaceable. It's almost like you're a battery. So I'm just going to take you out and replace you with something or someone else.
Literally, that's what it feels like,
Yeah. The batteries run low on you, and so I don't need you anymore. I'm going to toss you in the trash, and I've got my next supply ready because they're all supplied up and ready to be used. I'm ready to use that battery that you supply me.
Yes.
We're doing it willingly. We are doing it willingly. We're giving them our love, our sources, our ideas, this is really crazy.
It is.
So this person I'm telling you about, I had mentioned a business to this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
After I exited the scene, I exited the stage, left, a couple years later, the person was telling me, oh, my so-and-so helped me with this, a family member. My family member helped me with this, and now I got it up and going. But who was the person who actually introduced it to him? The empath.
Yep.
The empath.
Yep. Like you said, the narcissist will never bring anything of value to the world, because when you think about it, they can't bring anything of value to the relationship. And that is within itself very, very telling. It's very, very telling. And Militia is here. Thank you for joining, and Babs is joining. Thank you so much. We're going to start getting this room filled, because
we are.
Yes, because the information that we are giving to the masses, and I'm not saying it's book information. I'm saying it's information from lived experience. Hey, Hey, all. Melissa says she's heading to the next client. Go ahead and do you thing, but thank you for joining. Try to keep it in the background so you can listen. Um, I mean, the way that I look at it is, I think it's a quote from Maya Angelou. It says, "When people show you who they are, believe them the first time."
And we should.
Yeah, and the narcissist actually does show us. I mean, after the first, 1 to 3
But you can't
weeks,
believe it because of who you are, though, minister, because you
yeah,
have so much deep love and compassion
yes,
inside of you, and you want to expand that to that person. You feel sorry for them. First of all, you don't exactly know who they are, but they come in as the wounded puppy.
oh yes,
The wounded puppy. They tell you things about themselves that you know for sure
yeah,
that you have experienced, but
yes,
because of the compassion that you have inside of you, you don't want no man left behind.
yep,
No man left behind.
yep.
So you're trying to give that part of you that knows how to minister, if you will,
Okay.
to a hurt and broken person. But what you don't know is this person might be hurt and broken, but they're not looking to recover.
No.
They're looking to suck the life out of you.
Yes. Yes.
Before you even know it.
Yes.
And that's how we become replaceable. Because once they suck the life out of you, before they know where the end point is. You can look at your water and see how much water you have left in that cup, right? Yep. That means in a few minutes you might want to get up and go get you another glass of water, another bottle of water, right? So they're looking at you. Okay. Yeah, they're looking look at you. They look and they can see that you're almost done.
Yes.
And so that means that we either need to rely on the supplies that we have already, because there's always more than one. So if you're listening and you think it's just one person,
oh yeah, you're sadly mistaken. You're sadly mistaken.
And you're wrong, and that's where the replacement really comes in as well.
Right. I think, and this is just me thinking out loud, I think, and just to follow up on what you just said, because it's very important what you just said. We as empaths, we're just giving our all. We're giving our all to the person that essentially bamboozled, and yes, I'm using that word correctly, into making us think that we have found the one. We have found our soulmate. We have found the person that we're going to go into old age with. And they do this on purpose. And part of what you said was the victim stories. In hindsight, I listened from the first conversation. There's always a victim story inserted. Something that, my family did this to me. I remember when I was in second grade, this person did this to me, and when you find out that you're on an overlap, yeah, I can't go back to that person because they did this to me and they always treated me like this. And the victim stories allows them, because you being the good-natured empath, you want to help them. You want to fix them, not understanding that that's not the level that they're on.
No, but you find the stories kind of familiar with what you experienced as well.
Right.
So you're like, so that bond is getting, that trauma bond is being created right then.
Yes.
But as an empath, you take it and you alchemize it.
Right. Right.
You take those situations as a child and as you're growing up, and you alchemize it into your power.
Right.
And you power yourself up with, I will never let that happen again, and I won't let that happen to anybody else that I know.
Correct.
And that's where they get us at.
Correct. Now, Castic is there. She's got a mic muted, but you can jump in. Just let us know. Hey, Narcastic, how you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you today?
I can't complain. Never do. I'm
good,
free.
Good. Good topic.
Hi, Castic.
Hello, my name is Christine. Thanks for having me. Hello. Yeah, the trauma. What else they do is they make their trauma mirror yours, and that secures the bond. That's part of the hook that they use.
Yes.
To get their snares into you. You know. And I don't even know if his stories were real or true or not, but the fact that they repeated from one woman to the next the same story, and then it applied to the story that I experienced, I'm like, he's doing this. He's running the same script on me that he did on these other 5 women.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be the victim again, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Always the victim, forever the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for joining us, Sue. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, I was done.
Okay, yeah. It's almost like that quote, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. And it's hard. You can't say that when you're in a narcissistic dynamic because, as we just went over, you've been thrown into savior mode. You have a person that is actually kind of mirroring what you went through because I say this often. The flip side of a narcissist is an empath. We usually go through the same traumas, not the same exact thing that they went through, but we go through that trauma state in our early years. We just decided that we don't want anybody else to go through it. And as we get older and we start getting into relationships, you'll find if you look at yourself that you've always been the fixer. You've always gone the extra mile, for anyone that you're in contact with in a relationship type status. You're the person that tries to help people at work. Oh man, you're about to get written up. Let me help you out here. Let me show you the right way to do this so the director doesn't come over here and yell at you when you want. We've always been that person. And what I try to get people to understand is the narcissist is aware of what they are doing. This is a plan from day one. It's like they're sitting in a CIA war room inside of their head and they're figuring this is the path that I'm going to take to break you so that I can feel better about myself. I know that was a lot, but it's true.
Premeditation.
Meditation.
Yeah, it absolutely is premeditated.
Yep.
And diabolical in nature.
Oh my God, is it not?
Oh my goodness.
Is it
Oh my
not?
goodness. I have some stories that I like to tell, but not today. But I can tell you that the person that I'm talking about, the person I'm mentioning, did the same thing to every person that they were with.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. And so when you say replaceable, I mean replaceable. Mm-hmm. So if they cannot draw that energy out of you, if you're not willing to do it, they're on to the next.
Yep, you're right.
So run your battery down and they're on to the next person. But they already know they're going to run your battery down.
From the beginning.
And they know what they're going to do once they run your battery down.
Yep, from the beginning. And this is, just to, you're doing the right thing. This is the empath in you. You think you're doing the right thing, but I can tell each and every one of you, this is why we need to slow things down in our lives, especially as empaths, because we just feel too freaking much. Okay, we need to slow things down. Part of the love bombing stage is to ensure that you don't slow things down. It is created just for that, so that you find yourself not wanting to slow it down. Again, the narcissist is very calculated. So I'm just going to say, if you've come out of this, you will probably be like many survivors. You'll take your time in a relationship. Yeah, I know some people, they just want to show their love and affection from day one. And that's cool. I understand that. But if you feel that something is just slightly off, I'm not saying abandon the relationship, but slow it down a little bit. Slow down the pacing, until you are comfortable. Love, that magical word that empaths actually are always seeking out. Love isn't something that is rushed. Love is something that is built. It's built on trust. It's built on vulnerability. Two things that the narcissist can't give you. And it's also built on accountability. Remember, It's not just you
and
in a relationship. Yes. What do you guys think about that? Jump in. Help me out here.
Oh, they'll reciprocate in the beginning. They'll reciprocate while they're hooking you,
Right.
Well, in my case in particular, he was covert. So he waited until he secured the relationship and the marriage and everything, and then all of a sudden let his cards start showing, and I didn't even know what was happening. You're right. They move very quickly, and love blindsides you. Love also, when they say love is blind, it's true because you're ignoring gut instincts, you're ignoring red flags. How many of you ignored a red flag? I just want to know, because I had a few, and I was just like,
I was a big fat dummy.
Gut, everything, I ignored my gut so much.
Yes.
Man. And then you said love is blind, and I would add deaf and dumb as well.
Yep.
Girl, oh my word, that is it. I was all of those.
Yeah.
You know, until it hit me over the head. And then when it hit me over the head, what minister said happened. You know, they pull away, then they start the devaluation, and they're leading up to the discard, right, to go on to the next thing. But the next thing didn't work out, so they turn right around and come back to Hoover you. Because
Replaceable.
Yeah. Go ahead, Melissa. Thank you for joining our panel. What do you got to add?
Yeah, I apologize.
It's good.
I was trying to tap the hearts and somehow accident, but it's fine.
Well, you here now.
I had wanted to come on and just say I really appreciate finding you guys, because I've been going through some things. I'm trying in the process of getting out of the situation I'm in. I know there's some things that I should not have done, but I'm at a point right now where how they feel, I do not care. I'm setting boundaries.
That's what's up.
I'm sticking to my guns. I have 3 small children that I'm dealing with. It's a lot to take on. I wouldn't want it any other way, and I'm depending on God through everything.
Yes.
Fasting and prayer. I'm educating myself. I've been doing it for a while, but it's like this go around, God has really opened up my eyes for so many things. Like, I got you out of this one time. You didn't listen to me. And we're going to see if you're going to try this right again. And let's.
But you're listening now, though. That's
yes, I am. I am listening. I am seeing. And the dismissal of what my husband has done, I found out he's been having an affair since last year. And God warned me. You know, I got sick last year in December. And God ended up letting my niece's mom know, who is a minister. Like, she had a dream for 3 days, and she was like, I kept trying to shake it. I kept praying it away, but God told me to tell you this. And the first words came out my mouth was, I won't be surprised. I forgot about it. And then one day, it was like the Spirit told me to go do something. I went and done it, and I didn't listen to what I was supposed to do for 2 days. And when I went back and listened to it, I was like, oh, you have been talking to somebody. And not only have you been talking to them, you're sending them money. They live locally. And it's, so then I'm sitting here holding all this information, and I am so angry and so hurt that I am like, Lord, I need to get out of this situation, because the way I'm feeling, I'm not scared for him. I'm scared for me, for what I want to do, because I'm so hurt and angry. But you say you love me. You say you love your children. This is not love.
Right.
You can't confuse me, manipulate me anymore.
Well,
so
good.
No, so with that being said, I've come to the decision, I'm in the process of looking for a place.
Good.
I know God is going to open doors for me. Okay. And I've already had a storage unit where I've gotten things in order. Good. Because I'm going to have to go to court with him. He says he doesn't want to, but it's going to have to come to that, because I can't get any cooperation. It's like the ball is in his court. He wants what he wants. Right. And I don't want anything except for him to buy me out of our home, give me the half of the money, let me and our children go somewhere else. I'm not trying to keep the children from him, but I don't want him in my life like that anymore. Right. He can go and do his own thing.
You know what? You mentioned something that, I kind of forgot about it until you mentioned it. It's strange how our minds will actually, I guess, at those times when you're resting, where your nervous system isn't really in charge and it's just your logical side of your brain. I found that I had, it was one afternoon, I was just beat. I was exhausted from walking on the eggshells, everything. And I was like taking a nap, and I had this horrible dream that I was being chased around, by my narcissist, being chased around the house. And I could tell from the dream that I was scared, So long story short, I woke up, cold sweat, went back to sleep. Just a dream, telling myself it's just a dream. Something that usually doesn't happen is it became a chain dream. In other words, as soon as I went back to sleep, the dream picked up where it left off. Okay. Woke back up again and went back to sleep. The last time she was next to me, okay, but the last part of the dream was I got cornered by a window and she was trying to push me out and I was like holding on to the thing. And I remember I looked past her and I saw my grandmother there just like shaking her head. And then I woke up and then I told her about the dream. And first thing, she looked at me real crazy and she said, "Oh, why are you even paying that any attention? It was just a dream." Then I tried to explain. I was like, "Well, people usually don't have chain dreams like that." And then she was like, "Yeah, it was just a dream. Don't worry about it." But that was my brain forewarning me, or my higher power forewarning me of what was to happen, I'd say 3 months later. So sometimes we need to pay attention to those, I guess, signs. What do you guys think about that?
That is true. I had a dream on the first situation when he.
You cut out. You still with me? Because you just cut out. Is anybody there?
I think she probably got a phone call.
Okay. What about you guys?
Oh, there she is.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was getting a phone call, but
okay.
And the first dream, it was weird because it was so many different things. Like I remember, it was me and my girls was in a van, and my husband and some guy was in the back of the van outside. I can see him out the window, and the van was facing a cliff, and it was like the van, I don't know what he did, but it made the van and me and the kids went off the cliff in the van, and I could see us falling down in there, and he was just standing there laughing. Him and his friend, and I was like, "What is this? What is this?" But I look at it fast forward for many reasons, not just what happened then, but what is currently happening now.
Right.
So God has shown me some things, like even when I've dreamed about snakes. Anytime I've dreamed about a snake, my husband's been in it.
Wow.
And it's just,
that's a lot of symbolism,
okay, Lord,
right there.
I understand what you're saying now. You're telling me that this is the snake that's been in my life because I don't know if it's the spirit that he has on him, which I think that it could be, but
it is.
Yeah, the Leviathan spirit.
Yeah, Job 42, and there's somewhere in Psalms. I'll look it up. Yes, time, but yes, ma'am.
Nothing I say to him, and this is someone who even knows some of the Bible. He doesn't know all the Bible. He's trying to quote scriptures to me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you can't quote what you want to say, and you don't even live it. You don't use it to do what you want to do, but you think a wife is supposed to be submissive to a man who doesn't submit to God. It was abusive. It was a manipulator.
I can identify. Yeah, that's mine knows the Bible inside and out, backwards and forwards, and can school you on most topics. And he absolutely weaponized the Bible against me. So I get where you're coming from. I did want to ask a question about what you're going through right now with him. Well, actually, I just wanted to give you a little advice. Like, I'm really super glad that you're trusting the Lord for doors to be open, because exercising your faith is what's going to make this deliverance for you so very powerful, because I know mine was. He will open doors for you, but like, you need to learn to keep certain things close to your heart and guard your words, because if you're letting him know what you want, I don't know about y'all, but the way mine work is that he will turn that around and weaponize that against me and make sure that I did not get what I want, like buying your part of the house out or this and that with the kids. He will work his rear end off to make sure
burn the house
that
down
it never happens.
And Wanta, actually, she says that God showed me a dream where his wedding band was off his finger. See, I look at this as whether you look at it as being your higher power or the logic side of your mind trying to give you hints. This is how we start to awaken. And dreams, they've played a huge part in religion. They played a huge part in civilization. If you're not paying attention, because 9 times out of 10, when you start having these dreams or these visions or these signs, it's usually during that time that you've made another excuse for the narcissist, and you've actually let them do something that really hurt you, that you kind of said, "Oh, well, they're going through something." oh, well, you know, maybe they've got a lot on their mind. And I think this is, you know, the way that our mind is trying to get us back on track to being ourselves. You have to remember, as, you know, as much as we can say that these, yeah, they are demons, but as much as we can say that, you know, these are like the scum or the scourge of the earth, you know, we have to also take a look at ourselves. And this is why we get caught in the trauma bond. Hey, Scott, what's up? You know, we get caught in the trauma bond because we spent so much time not only making excuses for their behavior, but at the same time, we have diminished willingly of our own accord. We have diminished ourselves so much in that relationship. And this is why people have such a hard time getting out. This is why people have such a hard time getting free from something that, I mean, come on, we've had relationships before. We've gone our separate ways. You know, no hard feelings. Hey, you wasn't for me, I wasn't for you. You know, and that's cool. But with the narcissist, it's not that easy. It's really not that easy. What do you think about that, Blessed? Because you just came back in.
Yeah, I don't know how I got out, but I was going to say it's maybe threefold. And so I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe that, remember Daniel, Daniel from the Bible, I think it was Daniel. Is it Daniel the dreamer? The one who had 12 brothers that threw him into the pit. David?
Yeah, I think it's David, but go ahead.
It's David.
Yeah.
It's David. So David had prophetic dreams, and it sounds like you're having a prophetic dream as well, and I want you to pay attention to it. So snakes also mean the shedding of skin, meaning a renewing. So the dream is not just for that portion of it, but for you as well.
Right.
That means that you're getting ready to turn a new life. You're shedding of the skin. Snakes shed their skin to grow, and you're going to shed your skin to grow. I also believe with. I also want to talk about what the. Is it? I can't understand. I don't understand what your name is, hon. The one that said that not about telling that person everything. Move in silence.
Yeah, it's sarcastic with an N. I added the narc.
Okay, I think it's
My
kind
name
of
is
funny
Christine. My name is Christine. Thank you, ma'am.
But pay attention to your dreams,
Yeah.
because it sounds like you're a prophetic person. You've probably been dreaming your whole life, and things come true from your dreams. But also move in silence. Don't, like what Christine said, don't tell him everything. When you get a lawyer, you need to let that lawyer know that you're going to be talking through that lawyer, through the husband's lawyer.
Yeah.
So that you do not have to talk to him.
No communication. Yep.
Yeah.
No communication.
And don't tell him when you get a lawyer. I will tell you, I blindsided my ex-husband now with all of this. Okay, I did exactly what she's saying. He did not know that I was going to leave. He did not know I was going to get an attorney. He went 3,000 miles across the country to visit his sister. While he was gone, that's when I moved. Boom, I pulled the trigger. I met with an attorney. He drew up the paperwork. I had him served in California at his sister's house.
Wow.
I'm like, do not come back here. Yeah, absolutely. I changed my locks on my door. I'm like, that is it. I mean, I'm telling you, you will know when to pull the trigger, and you pull it, and you don't let them know it's even coming, because that gives them the power to plan.
Right.
And that's what they live for, is planning.
And that's my situation, like right now, because I know he's put me in a spot where it's hard for me to like get a lawyer, and I'm having to go through family justice and everything. He doesn't want to leave the home, but yet he's causing all this chaos and creating everything. And Miss Blessed, I was gonna say, with the dreams that I've had about snakes, like this last dream that I had, it had no snake shedding. I found the snake in a refrigerator in a bowl, and some tomatoes and onions. So when I pulled the bowl, and my husband was behind me in a shadow, like, you know, if you see somebody in another room, you can see a vision of them a little bit. Like, you know.
Yes, I'm listening.
But you can't really tell if they're there or not. Like, you can feel them, but you can't really
their energy.
tell. So anyway, the snake was in the refrigerator. It was a drawer under the refrigerator, like a little freezer or something, and he pushed the table up against the refrigerator. And I was like, why would he do this? Like, he didn't make sense. So I moved the table away, and I happened to pull the drawer out, and I was like, okay, this is a big, those big salad bowls with the Tupperware?
Yes.
So I pulled it out, and I was like, what is in this? And I'm standing in the middle of the kitchen, and I said, let me open it. Before I opened it up, I heard something hiss. It didn't startle me. I opened the top up, and it's a bowl of diced tomatoes and onions. So I'm like, well, this is just diced tomatoes and onions. And then a snake sticks its head up, and I set the bowl down gently on the floor. The snake comes up, and from its neck to halfway of its body, it had these big red boils on it. And I was like, I felt sorry in a way. I was like, you're hurt, but why are you in this bowl of diced tomatoes and cherries? Maybe the acid from the tomatoes did this. And my husband is standing there watching me. So I'm like, okay. I moved to the left a little bit slightly, and I grab a cloth to throw over. I wanted to put it over the snake's head, but I took the bowl and shimmied the stuff out real gently so I wouldn't startle the snake. When I did that, the snake just watched me slowly. I threw the thing over the dish rag or towel over the snake's head, and I stomped its head in. When I did that, my husband disappeared in the dark.
Oh my God. Real quick, real life topics. Thank you for joining. Wanta says you do end up shrinking so they can be comfortable in the relationship. Very true. And I'm just going to tell you, Melissa, you are very composed in your dreams, because I would have saw that snake. I would have been screaming through the house. I'm not laughing at that.
Attacking the snake like from the get-go.
Yeah, I would have been you're very composed in your dreams.
You said that wasn't the worst one?
No, the worst one I had some years ago when I left the first time. And I was talking to a group of children, like teenagers, in the street, and I was preaching to them. And I was preaching the word of God, and it was like something was coming up out my stomach, through my throat, out my mouth, and it was a snake. And I was like, I started pulling it out. I said, what in the world? And I took and I threw it like a baseball. And when I threw it, it stopped in midair and turned around and came back towards me, trying to get back in my mouth. And I was fighting to get it out. I was like, no, you can't have it. You won't do.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Very prophetic.
Yeah. I think that's
very prophetic. And Minister, we talked about this before.
Okay.
It took 7 or 8 times for me to leave.
Right.
The 8th time was it for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it takes some time, but your prophetic dreams, you need to follow that and then seek knowledge on it. If you have a dream book or you don't have a dream book, you might want to just like look it up on the internet. But get you a dream book sooner or later, and so you can, interpret what's going on. But I'm so glad to hear that you have finally woken up and that you're not going back anymore. You know that person is not going to change, and you are not replaceable.
You are not,
but you're not.
I want everybody in this room to take I'm sorry, 1 second. I want everybody in this room that may be going through that. You don't have to say it or type it in, but say to yourself that you're not, replaceable. You've never been replaceable. That's just like a lie that the narcissist told you, because they were bringing no value into the relationship. Coexistence Heaven, thank you for joining. Bless you. Go ahead. I'm sorry, guys. I'll shut up now. I will.
Yeah, you're not replaceable. Yeah. In fact, you're so non-replaceable that they have to take the qualities they learn from you into their next replaceable situationship. Because you can't call it a relationship. A relationship is a agreement between 2 or more people that we're going to give of ourselves, and we're going to receive, and then we're going to replenish each other as well. Yeah. We're filling up each other's cups as we go.
Yeah.
I think they're like chameleons, and through each relationship, like they've learned from us and what we put them through to get better at what they're going to do to the next one,
But it's the same script. Go ahead, Scott.
It's all a game to them.
Yeah.
It is a game.
It's the same script, and I'm glad you said chameleon, because even though chameleon can change its colors, at its very core, it's still what? A chameleon. And I think this highlights the narcissistic dynamic to a T, because they make each victim feel the same way that you may be feeling. What did I do enough? Does this person, meaning the new supply, have more than I had? They leave every person feeling like that, you know. But that's why it's important that you reclaim your identity. Well, not even reclaim it, because it's always been there, but you start believing in yourself again, you know. And I try to get people to understand just how deep this rabbit hole goes, okay? Because it really does. You are being psychologically trained. You know, we're not talking Project Blue Book by the CIA. We're not talking Project Mockingbird. We're not talking projects. We're talking one person that their very existence hinges upon them hurting, get this straight, hurting the people that actually love them. That's what makes it demonic. Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
And the pleasure that they derive from that. That's the bizarre part, is that they enjoy it. You know, who would do that? We think that everyone else is like us on the inside. They're not like us.
True. No, they're not. My husband is interesting too that you said that, because I saw that, like, when I talk to him about certain things, like how he's made me feel, he'll start looking at me with this sly smile on
it. The smirk.
Like, it's that smirk.
The smirk.
Like,
do they get that at birth?
There's that demon right there. Oh my gosh, like, why am I even engaging right now? And he'll say things like, well, you wanted to know this, and I said, no, it's not the fact that I wanted to know. Are you even taking into accountability what is being said?
Yeah.
But he don't, and I know he won't. No. I don't expect him to.
And he does not have the
capacity,
capability.
Yeah.
He does not have the capability. These people do not have, I don't want to call them people.
Thank you.
They do not have the capability to do that.
Right. Can I ask you a question? Do they get the narcissist starter pack with that smirk? Is that like part of the thing? You know, it's like, here's your script and use this smirk whenever you want. Because I could not stand
That's the graduation package.
Oh, that's the graduation package? Okay, thank you.
They'd be like, oh, they're, I got them right where I want them. Yeah, they're giving me what I need.
Yeah. There's a lot of noise in the background. If you guys are moving around or doing stuff, if you can just mute until you're ready to speak. Because, I don't want to be party if you're chopping up your ex-narcissists and putting them in a box. So, yeah, if you can just mute yourselves if you're in the middle of doing something, that would be greatly appreciated. I don't want to be accessory. So, one of the things that we talk...
No, I'm at work, so I will mute.
Okay.
I'm at work putting up dishes, I will mute.
So, one of the things, and just come back on if you have something to add. I don't want you to stay muted, but, part of the things, and I talk about this often, is in order for us to heal, we have to get past one thing, the belief in the illusion. I mean, we all like magicians. I love David Blaine. I thought he was the best ever, but at the end of the day, it's an illusion. It's a trick. That David Blaine is not doing something like super sorcery magical. You understand this. And this is the mindset that you have to take when you're dealing with the narcissist. There has to be a point where you begin to say to yourself, okay, this was never real, and it wasn't real from the beginning. Because if you can go back 1 month and say that wasn't real, okay, and then you say, well, let me go back another year and say that wasn't real, there's a good chance that it wasn't real from the beginning, okay? People that care about you, that love you, you can't get past reality. Even when they're mad at you, they show you that they love you. That's part of the reason why a lot of people get angry when something goes wrong in a relationship. It's because they actually really care. They really care. They care about you as much as they care about themselves, not in a narcissistic dynamic. So if you're trying to heal, if you feel yourself stuck, I can guarantee for at least 80% of the people out there that's going through the trauma bond is because you care, because you think that at one point they cared. Okay, that's not true. It's not me talking. It's been proven through studies. Okay, from mental health professionals. Okay, they don't.
Never cared.
They never cared. And I know it's a hard
They
bullet.
emulated it.
Yes, yes, it's a hard bullet to actually chew on. It is.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
That will make you ruminate for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
For for you to think that, okay, wait a minute, this person didn't care about me at all. How did it? And you'll be thinking, what? Wait a minute.
Yep.
Go back to the moments where you had good times. Wait a minute, that was fake too. And you'll be going back and forth. Wait a minute, that was fake too.
Yeah.
So I just want to add something to this.
Good.
They don't like holidays. They don't like for you to be happy.
7 years of birthdays destroyed.
You,
go ahead.
Yeah, and your pleasure. Mm-hmm. If it has to do with you and your pleasure, you can forget about it.
Every time.
And so when we talk about being replaceable, if it's not anything that has to do with them or it's something that makes them happy, you are replaceable. They're going to push you out of the way to get to what they want.
Well, can I just add on to that? It's not that you were replaceable. They wanted you to feel that you were replaceable.
Yes.
Don't get that. People don't get that twisted. Don't fall into the narcissist narrative. They know that you are so freaking special that it's crazy. They know this, and this is the reason why they do what they do, because they know that you're special. You are something that they can never aspire to be as long as they take in oxygen on this planet. They must destroy you for that. And this is why I tell you, you need to get rid of the illusion, because the thing that made you special is what drew them to you. And the thing that made you special is what made them hate you. Go ahead.
And I say I'm special because I've been made in God's image. I'm his child. He loves me. Mm-hmm. I am unique. So I know my light shines, and that's what they're trying to dim, and they can't do it. And they've tried for years, and it still hasn't knocked me down.
There you go.
They had me at one point, but I had to come back. And when I did, I came back off of the medication and everything. And I was like, this will not happen again.
There you go. Now, Cassie came off the mic, so I figured she did something she wants to say.
I just wanted to say I was trying not to lose. They emulate the love and everything. So you think that they love you. And I remember when he said the words to me in person, I couldn't feel the feeling behind the words. I could tell they were empty words. And that was another red flag and gut feeling that I ignored. I'm like, it was wild to experience in person, because words have power, right?
Yes.
They have words have power and feeling behind them. So when you're telling someone you love them and you mean it, because we did love them, we do love them. I'm only 2 months out from this whole thing, and I'm going through the whole deprogramming process, and it is a huge process to go through. Just to get your nervous system to re-regulate, your cortisol levels to come back to normal, your sleep to come back, and when they see you hit a good place, they're watching you. Don't think they're not watching. They're watching you. They will try to hit you any way they can, like be it through, you've got them blocked everywhere. They open up a new email. They get a fake TikTok account, whatever it is, to try and deliver a blow to set you backwards. And they don't love you. And that's one of the things that I had a hard time accepting, because I remember the version of him that I fell in love with. I'm like, no, he hates you. I had to keep telling myself, he hates you. They're attracted to you. They're attracted to us because we are everything that they can never be.
Yes.
And they have to dismantle us piece by piece to bring us to their level. And that's the whole reason why they even come into your life to begin with.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm done.
No, that was awesome. You hit so many.
That's true.
So many nails into this whole thing, because I'm going to tell you something. It's like when you're in these dynamics, it's like you're trying to escape a big trap. I don't know. My grandfather every summer we would stop by the hatchery when I come up to visit them, and he'd get eggs, and I think we had them for breakfast. But actually, they were chicks, and that's what I did for the summer. I played with chickens all summer long. And what happened was one time I went out to play, and I was like, one of the chickens was all torn up inside the thing, right? So I'm like, oh my God. And then it was actually a skunk, and my grandfather set up like a rabbit trap. I don't know if you guys know what they are. But one of the things about a rabbit trap is to animals, it looks almost clear with something in the middle, because it's just like wire, with like squares in it. And it caught it. And the reason why I told this story is because, in a sense, and another thing is, this is how I found out that I was an empath. I didn't know then what the word meant, but I played with the skunk inside the trap, and it didn't spray me at all. It literally played with me. It's trapped and it's playing with me. It just refused to spray me. But what I'm getting to is that's what it's like for us when we're in these narcissistic relationships. It's like we fall for the trap and we can't get out, or at least we think we can't get out. And I'm telling you, there is a way out. The narcissist wants you to think there's no way out. The narcissist is watching you. The narcissist is, I used to get freaking, well, if you send me a block number, I'm going to respect your privacy every time. So there was a time period where I got free, and I guess people were seeing that I really didn't care, or IDGAF anymore, that all of a sudden, back to back to back to back block numbers. I'm never going to answer that. So just know that this was one of the greatest lies that the narcissist tried to embed into your brain, that you were replaceable, and most importantly, that you weren't that important. Mine used to say that to me all the time. You're not all that. You're not that important.
And they'll try to convince you that they're not replaceable, that there is no one better in the world than they are, because they truly think that, and you're never going to find anyone that will do this like I did, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They'll leave you thinking that,
Yeah.
you're going to be alone forever.
Yeah, which helps cinch the trauma bond. Again, this is all done on purpose. This is not, they woke up one morning, hey, White Wolf, thanks for joining. They woke up one morning and said, let me try this on for size. No, this is a complete mission. Okay,
it's a script.
Day one.
Huh? Yeah.
It's a script.
Yeah. With the
It's a script that they follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's almost like that chart. If you did this and you say yes, then you go this way. But if you say no, then you can go that way.
Right.
And yeah. So it's a script from the beginning. And it hurts your heart to find out when you find out that it's a script.
Yeah. But you know what?
And I want to touch on the projection really quick.
Yeah, please.
Just because there's people listening.
Yeah, please.
Anything that they accuse you of is what they are doing themselves. And like I'm telling you, he would project things that he was going to do months in advance on me. And that's how I kind of figured out who this person was and what he was doing.
Yeah.
And the things that I did figure out, like spiritually, I became unblinded, and it shocked me, like, what a monster this person is. And he's living like the real life hero to family and friends, and everybody thinks they're so freaking fantastic and godly, and they're doing the most heinous things when you're at work and stuff, and you think that your husband's only cheated one time. Let me tell you, no, he's cheated many times. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, it's so disgusting, and they don't care about gender. They don't care about gender.
They do not. And I hate to tell you, I hate to agree with you on that, but they do not care about gender.
Yeah, mine act like, oh, they're gay, they're da-da-da, but you want to see.
Right.
Oh, the stuff I found out made me sick. I'm just saying, like, the worst kind of, and that because really helped me.
But it's in the need for supply. It's no, you don't have to mute yourself, but it's the need for supply.
They are addicts.
Yeah.
They're addicts. Okay? So a lot of them are addicted to drugs. A lot of them are alcoholics. They're addicted to corn. They're addicted to, whoever will give them supply. Male or female, they do not care.
It doesn't matter.
They will sleep with anything.
As long as they feel that they are treated as they're special. Yeah.
That's right.
You know. So
Yes.
we just.
And I got one more thing real quick.
Go.
You guys, I got to clock in 5 minutes. I'm so grateful to have this group
Go
of people
clock
to come
in.
to every day.
I'll be back
I
tonight.
can't
Go
wait
clock
to have
in.
a day. I can't wait to have a day off where I don't have to get off at 3 o'clock. So I just wanted to thank you guys and tell you I love you.
Okay, love you too. All right, have a great day.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
The minister, is so good to have support. I mean, my family supports me, but it's so good to have people who understood and understand what I went through and what I'm going through now. Although I'm healed and I've recovered, there is nothing that keeps you from going back to the memory of.
Right.
Even if you're healed.
Right.
There's nothing you get that with. It's like you have a favorite food and you walk past somebody's house, or you like the way bread smells, and you drive past the bread factory and you go, oh my God, bread. See that part.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my God. You know, and guys, this is, and again, I've actually, if you look at my bio, I got up this morning and I thought about it because I do have free resources. So you can, and thank you for the follow, Icy Braids. I appreciate you. I'll follow you back as soon as I get off of this. But, you know, if you look at my bio, there's a thing that I can't say what it is because they'll throttle me back. That actually has a listing of all of my resources. And like I said, there's free audio books. There's papers that I've written and stuff like that, just to be of assistance. Because again, I don't want to gatekeep and just say, take my course, take my course, take my course. No, I don't want to do that. I want to give people, as Jack Harlow said, I want to give people options, and I understand. And just like Blessed said, it's good to have a community like this, a community of people that are looking to be of assistance, and this is there. Yeah, this is what we do as empaths. This is our driving force to help people, and this is the driving force that kept us trapped up in this narcissist craziness. Because, and one thing that I have to remind everybody: don't kick yourself because you love this person. Don't do that. That's not your fault. You did what human beings do. You're not responsible for the thoughts of a demon. You're not responsible for a person that doesn't know how to love or can give it back. But what you did the right thing. So if that's what's holding you back from healing, yeah, you can heal through peaceful choices. You can. And those peaceful choices are accepting, well, this person never loved me, which makes you a better person when you think about it. This person could never love you, but you were still able to give love. So stop beating yourself over the head. It makes no sense. Okay? Accept the fact that this person was just demon spawn and leave it at that. And you go and fix yourself.
We can only control ourselves. That's all.
Yeah.
And they're going to do the same thing to every person they're with.
Yeah.
They're going to do the same exact thing.
We're lucky that we got out.
Yep. And think about it, people. We can always tell you the process it took in the beginning. Okay, you overlapped with somebody else, whether you found out from the beginning or not.
Like you mentioned,
they made you feel like you were the greatest thing since sliced bread. Okay,
yes.
The relationship moved super fast. Okay,
super fast.
Even if you wanted to put the brakes on it, now you're in the battle of your nervous system. It's saying, "No, I'm happy here. Brain stop." Okay, so what you're looking at is a campaign to put you off balance. That's the easiest way I can say it. Everything that they did from the very beginning, the goal was to keep you off balance so that they could insert themselves into your life and get whatever supply that they needed. That could be a roof over their head, that could be hot meals, that could be freaking your money, that could be your status, that could be anything. They needed something from you, and they played these games to ensure that they got it. But here's the deal. It wasn't a business deal. There was no return on investment. If you look back at the relationship, Everything was about them and their needs. Your needs always had to take a back seat.
Still always. Yeah.
That's the truth. And I just want to add one thing in there.
Their own children.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, with their own children.
Their children. The children are props.
Yeah. Yep. Yes. I see that with my kids. Like, today is my 6-year-old's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
I didn't know that. Thank you. I didn't know that he took and was tickling the oldest one. So I'm looking at her. She's got her face frowned up. He was like, "What's wrong with you?" She said, "I don't like the way you tickled me." He said, "Oh, you just jealous because it ain't your." But I said, "Hold on.
Oh, wow.
No, she's not jealous. We don't need to go there." Yeah. And then it went from him attacking her. Now he came and attacked me.
Yeah.
So I left and went to the bathroom and I started praying. And he comes there. He's like, "What did you say?" I said, "I'm not talking to you. I'm praying." He's like, "Well, you need to pray for yourself." I said, "Well, how about you use your own advice and go on about your business? That's what you need to do.
There you go.
And leave me alone."
Yeah,
and he left.
But you'll find that, again, we're not looking at a normal, rational human being. Children are props, especially when they're little babies. They go, "Oh, show everybody, oh, this is my little baby, this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other." But they will literally pit children against each other, their children, because they're insensitive. It's almost like people who get puppies, they get pit bull puppies, and they love the puppy, but then when it gets big, it's like, you gotta go. You gotta go. You know, especially if they didn't train that puppy. Now they don't have control. You know, I think, and this is just from my observation, I think narcissists shouldn't have pets. Okay, because they only.
They should never have anything living that they have to take care of.
Thank you. You said it, that they have to take care of.
Anything they got to take care of. He killed my turtle. He killed my goldfish.
And they will kill your plants.
Yeah. My friends warming, but they won't kill theirs. If it's anything to do with theirs, they won't kill it.
Yeah.
We have trees in our yard where he planted for our children and one for me. And I told him, I said, "You know that tree that you have put in there for my birthday one year?" I said, "Look at how all these other plants and trees have flourished. And look at mine. Mine was stagnant." And
that's done on purpose.
I said, "That's how you have been in our relationship with me."
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. But
so sad. That is so sad.
Yeah. But this is.
It is, but you know, God let me see that to realize, like, Melisha, you're not supposed to. I warned you not to marry him, and I didn't listen because I was blinded by love. And then when I turned my life over to God later and I started following the Lord, all hell really broke loose.
Yeah.
It really. You think you're a Christian and blah blah scripture and this and that. I'm like, okay.
That's what they'll do. That's what they will do. You know, they
want to be your God too.
Well, God isn't even above them in their mind. God isn't even above them in their mind. God. Yes, they know what's best for everyone when they don't even know what's best for themselves, because they need to have control. So this is why you'll find a lot of narcissists in temples and mosques and synagogues and in churches, is because they, as somebody said earlier, they will twist the word to fit their needs, to gain control over others. You'll see people on the other side of the pulpit
every time
that are actually full-blown narcissists, because they're looking down at the book and this is a free pass to control the masses.
Every time. There was a thing on TikTok this morning, and there's a pastor that lives right next door to a man, and he has 2 jobs to support his family. I'm guessing he's by himself.
Okay.
And the minister, the pastor came over and told the man that was doing the lawn for them for free.
Okay.
That he was going to call the police on them because they were too loud with their lawnmowers and stuff.
What?
Yeah.
Was they doing it 1 o'clock in the morning? Come on.
So they came over to help the man, and he told them he's going to call the police on them.
Wow.
For doing the man's lawn.
And this is a man of God, correct? Wow.
This is a man who says that he's a man of God.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. When they feel that they're losing control, this is what they do. They lash out and they show their card every time. Wanta says exactly. Um, let's see, did I catch up with everybody? Uh, and thank you, Patience, for following me. And Narcassa, before she left, she said, choose you, choose peace. And I think that summarizes it. Choose you and choose peace. I think it's important that you choose peace,
Yes.
but more importantly, that you choose yourself,
Peace over
because
chaos.
how much have you given to this person? If you were to pull up a balance sheet, how much did you give to this person and how much did you literally get back? And no, relationships shouldn't be based on that, but a relationship is based on two people pouring into each other. At least in my mind. I may be a little bit off about that, but I would think if
I have to agree with you.
Oh, that I'm out of my mind? Thank you. But yeah, I think that's where we tend to forget that we gave so much to this person and we got jacked back at all whatsoever. And no, maybe as an empath we don't expect that every time, but it feels good when the person that says that they love you actually shows that they love you. I think that makes it a little bit better. What do you guys think?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
For more than 90 days, especially,
Yeah.
It needs to be consistent. And also, in a normal relationship, if you're having a disagreement, they're not threatening divorce or separation every 2 seconds.
Right. Well, again, it
for
should
no
be
reason at all.
right, except to
They
use it as a
do
threat.
to terrorize you.
Yeah, to use it as a threat. Because they don't understand it's something
Yeah,
that
that's
you're
what
trying to
my
say.
has done.
Yeah.
I brought the separation paper to him and everything. He's like, well, if you bring it to me, I'll sign it. As soon as I bring it, he tears it up.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Anything you want, they're going to do the opposite.
Yes.
Anything that you want, they're going to do the opposite.
Mass confusion all the time. Chaos and mass confusion.
Yeah, it is. Yes. It is. And you people, this is why we do this, because I can't tell you what to do in your relationship. I never will. It's not my job. I'm just telling you what I went through. And now that I understand, I can define that, yes, this person was a narcissist. Out of the three, this was like the worst. I got like the Beelzebub. I got the worst demon ever. And it hurt. It broke me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat it. It broke me. But it's what I tell everybody here. I needed to get back to the person that I was at least the day before that I met them, at the bare minimum. And I worked super hard at doing it. And I worked super hard at breaking through the trauma bond. Just remember, you were never replaceable. Never. Okay, guys, do you want to add something? Because I do got to bounce, and I will be back tonight at 8. But do you guys have anything that you want to add?
Just want to say thanks for everyone here. Showing up. You guys are awesome.
That's what's up. What's about you, Blessed?
Oh, I just want to say, love yourself to a capacity where you know when someone else is not. Love yourself so much that nobody else can love you more.
I like that.
Self-care value all the way.
I like that. What about you, Melissa? Is there anything you want to add? Okay, maybe she's on the phone call or something. But
I'm sorry, did you say something to
yeah,
me?
is there anything you want to add? Because I'm about to close this out until about 8
No,
o'clock.
I just want to say, y'all have a wonderful and blessed day, and thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll talk to y'all again soon. This has been really helpful.
Okay, thank you.
Keep moving forward, Melissa.
Yes, ma'am, I definitely am, and y'all be blessed.
Thank you.
You as well.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah, all I gotta say for you to you guys is once again, thank you. I appreciate the support. It is growing little by little from what I see on the little counter, and that's important to me. That's very important to me because that means that there is someone out there that is getting clarity, and hopefully you will be able to switch roles and give somebody else clarity. This is part of the reason why I do it. I think it's built into us as far as being empaths. It's an issue. It is. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be hard to get through, but if we continue to support each other and we continue to make the insane make sense, at least in our minds, then we're on our way. So with that being said, I want you guys to stay powerful. I want you to keep healing. And the reason why I do everything that I do, love you guys. Have a great day, everyone.
Love you back, Minister.
Right.
Talk to you later, Scott.
All right, take it easy, guys. Bye-bye. And there goes.